This is Coach Gaz with the Juggernaut Thought. So imagine, if you will, you had a 1 kilo weight, and with that 1 kilo weight, it went with you everywhere. So you'd pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down. You have a shower, you pick it up, put it down. You have a toilet, pick it up, put it down. Take the train, pick it up, put it down. And I imagine every time you moved that 1 kilo weight, that it gained 1 kilo more. So the first time you moved, it'd be 2 kilos. Second time you moved, it'd be 3 kilos, 4 kilos, 5 kilos, 6 kilos. And every time you move that weight, it gets a little bit heavier. You get a little bit more fatigued. You get a little bit more heavier. And imagine how tired and exhausted and beaten you would feel at the end of the day. You moved it 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 times. And each time you move that weight, it gets a bit heavier, and you're a little bit more tired, and you're a little bit more worn down. And every time you move that weight, it just gets heavier and heavier. Now, if that weight was a thought cycle or a story in your head that you didn't effectively deal with, you didn't effectively know how to accept and let go, you're essentially carrying that weight, that 1 kilo weight that grows every time you move it around with you all the time. And I saw a client today, and they were fatigued, and they were tired, and physically they were heavy. Now, often what happens with a lot of our clients is, through the way that we coach and through the way that we teach movement and function, they often feel, from their first session onwards, they often describe themselves as feeling lighter. Now, we use a range of techniques, but part of it is being able to have people let go of those thoughts, even for just that hour. And it's amazing how quickly that huge weight that's grown over the course of the day, over the course of their week, shrinks back down. Now, the final step is up to that person in order to be able to let that thought go, or let that story go, and let it go for good, and learn how to practice the skill and the habit of noting and accepting, and then letting go. Ignorance is not a solution. Avoidance of this is not a solution. If you ignore it or avoid it or repress it, you just end up moving that weight around more and more and more, and carrying it around with you more and more and more. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that's a useful analogy for you. And I hope that if you are carrying around a weight that continues to grow because you haven't learned how to let that go, that you can pick up that skill and pick up that habit, and unburden yourself and feel a little bit lighter. It's Coach Gaz, the Juggernaut Thought.